Hi guys, this is Gorgon the Wonder Cow with theScore eSports here with EG's Universe. And first question is, how are you guys feeling after the group stage? Are you relaxing? Are you preparing? What's up?
We took yesterday off to relax after our games, but I think we're going to start preparing from today and just like scrim and do individual practice mostly. We were pretty happy with the group stages, the way they went.
How do you guys prepare and prioritize for setting up scrims at this stage in a tournament? Is there a specific team that you want, or?
Well, we don't want anyone who's going to be on our side of the bracket mostly. I don't think other teams on our side of the bracket would want to play us either.
Right.
So we're going to look for people who are mostly in the lower bracket or on the other side of the winner bracket maybe. But yeah, mostly lower bracket teams.
Okay. And how many scrims do you guys plan on packing in between now and the main event? Is it just to keep fresh, or is it really to be trying out new things and exploring your strengths?
It's just to keep fresh, mostly. Just like one best of 3 a day, whereas normally we'd do more if we were preparing for TI. But for now, it's just one best of 3 a day, I'd say.
How are you personally feeling about the way that you guys are playing? How cohesive are you in game? You know, how are you happy with your performance?
Well, so far it's been kind of up and down. I think when we're on, we're very, very good. But we have some days where we don't really know. It's like the energy's kind of lower and stuff like that. So we're just going to try and figure out like how to keep the energy up and just play our best.
Great. And obviously, I don't want to go too deep into the Secret EG differences in terms of that switch, but coming back to EG must feel different than the way Secret did. Is there something about the way that EG's dynamics work that you particularly like over other teams that you played on?
We tend to have a more calm atmosphere in game, which suits me better, I guess. I like to play when everyone's like calm and collected. Not to say Secret isn't, but I've just played with EG a lot longer than Secret, so I guess I'm just more comfortable with them.
And I was hearing a couple interviews from European players on my way over here doing research that said something along the lines of North American players and teams are more easily communicative in terms of being critical of each other, in terms of discussing what's been going wrong. Have you felt like there's been that dynamic in EG over other squads?
I mean, I think in any team you're going to have to talk about mistakes or else you're never going to improve, you know. But I don't think we're overly critical. Maybe the way we discuss it is a little bit different than European teams. Maybe we're a little bit more brash, but that's the only thing I could think of.
Okay, great. So as you're moving forward and looking at the main bracket, are there any teams in your side of the bracket that you're particularly worried about, that you don't think that your play style might mesh up against very well?
I'm pretty okay with the way the bracket shaped out. I think we match up poorly versus, well, not poorly, but I think we match up worse against teams like Wings or OG. Maybe I would prefer to play them in the later on in the tournament rather than right away. So I'm okay with the way that the bracket shaped out.
Is that a speed of play thing? I know both Wings and OG are very... that they like to have high coordination, very early team fights. They're really aggressive, whereas you guys do have a tendency to play a more mid-game centric strategy as a general rule. Is that playing into your preferences of which teams to play?
Yeah, I would say that's like they play a bit more fast than we would like, maybe. But we play faster than we have before now that we got Zai, so yeah. I'm confident either way.
Has Zai jumping in onto the team impacted the strategy that immensely? Like, is it really obvious now that Zai's on the team? There are just things that you can do now that you couldn't do before?
I wouldn't say it's obvious in that way, like, oh, I couldn't do this with Aoi versus I could do this with Zai, but he plays different heroes and he has a different playstyle, obviously, so it makes it able to play faster, whereas Aoi plays a more farming 4, so I think we can play a lot faster with Zai.
Do you feel like that fits the current metagame better? Are you looking forward to having that as new patches come out as well? Or
I think it fits the current meta. You need to play a lot faster than you did previously. Like in TI5, I think you could play slower and still kind of get away with it. I don't know how much you can get away with it now.
Okay, great. So looking at the main bracket and your potential placement, what are you guys satisfied with? What are you disappointed with if you bring home certain placements? Like, where's the line between disappointed and that's okay before first?
Right. Well, anything before first, I think we're all going to be disappointed. I think a top 3 we would be able to live with more than anything else.
Okay.
But that's the way.
Did you guys come in fully expecting to be the first return champions? Is that
I don't think we were that confident when we
Okay.
came in. I think you know, it was kind of a question mark. We came through the open qualifiers and everything. I don't think anyone was like, you know, this is our tournament to lose. I think we're kind of got the underdog mentality going on right now. I don't think a lot of people are thinking that we're like the clear favorites. So you know, maybe we'll take a bit of that chip with the shoulder.
Fear had mentioned that the open qualifiers actually worked really well for you guys. It gave you a lot of weaker teams to kind of synergize around and find your play style before you actually had to do any qualifiers or TI matches. Do you feel like still now this far out you're seeing the effects of having that buffer zone?
I mean, it's always nice to get in a lot of games when you're a new team. You know, I just come back to EG and Zayed come back as well. We just needed to get a lot of games in just to kind of find our play style. So I think it was good for us.
Great. And between now and the main event, you said you're doing like a scrim a day. Is there anything else that you guys are doing to prepare? Any data analysis? Any sort of watching replays or VODs as a team?
I think we'll be watching a lot of newbie replays. Just trying to find their tendencies and stuff like that. I'm not going to go too much into it, but yeah, we'll be watching replays and stuff like that.